We're excited about our three signees today. We filled some needs to come what we feel is one of our top classes we signed since I've been here. Character, great athletes, guys that wanted to compete at the highest level at LSU. We feel that we found three great fits here at LSU, and I'm really excited about Trey Bradford from Lancaster High School, 10-4 in the 100 meters, 47 in the quarter, over 1,500 yards rushing, and also catches the ball very well out the backfield. Excellent young man, great size. He was a need position. We got him out of Dallas. It's been a great area for us. We feel like he's going to be a great, great football player. Some great family. Enjoy being with them. Corey Raymond did another outstanding job. Signing Dwight McLaughlin from Klein Oak High School. He had 4 interceptions on defense. On offense, he caught 66 passes for over 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns. He had a total of 15 interceptions in his high school career. Great, great player. He had 2 interceptions in the All-American Bowl. 6'2", very fast, long corner, fits in our system. Great job by Corey Raymond recruiting Dwight. Great young man. A wide receiver that came to our camp twice. We asked him to come to our camp the first time, come back to our camp the second time. Alex Adams from South Pike High School ran a 4.45 handheld 40 in our camp. Got it to Side Park to a 13-1 record. Outstanding young man. Big, strong wide receiver. If he doesn't play wide receiver, he can be a great safety for us, be a great special teams player for us. Overall, we're very pleased with our class. We have 3 scholarships left. We're going to look for the best players available to come to LSU. Obviously, transfers or graduate transfers in need position. Just a little bit about our class. We signed 6 defensive linemen, and we need a defensive line. We're going to the 4-3. We feel like we have 6 outstanding defensive linemen. But the guys I'm excited about is Jaquelin Roy and Jacoby Guillory. I'm excited about all our guys, BJ, Ali, Eric, all those guys. We have an outstanding group of defensive linemen. But Jaquelin Roy and Jacoby Guillory could have went anywhere in the country. And they were in our state of Louisiana. We did an outstanding job recruiting them. 2 linebackers, 3 wide receivers, 3 offensive linemen. Great job by Coach Craig, again, recruiting offensive linemen. 2 cornerbacks, 2 outstanding quarterbacks, the mid-year guys. 2 tight ends, which includes Eric Gilbert, one of the top tight ends that come out of high school in a long time. 1 running back and 1 safety. Out of our 22 signees, we have 8 mid-years that are here with us already. Outstanding young men doing a great job. The class includes players from 11 states, 5 from Louisiana, 4 from Georgia. Actually, 4 of the top, I think, 20 players in Georgia came to LSU. Did a very good job in the state of Georgia this year. 3 from Texas, 2 from Mississippi, 2 from Florida, Colorado, Washington, Alabama, California, Maryland, Virginia for 1. Outstanding recruiting class, well-rounded. I want to thank our staff. I want to thank our recruiting staff for countless hours. This has been 2 years recruiting most of these young men. And now it's time for our next class. We're already started on our next class, and we're excited about those guys, and especially the players in the state of Louisiana. We'll take care of home first. Any questions?
Hey, Coach. Right here, you guys, as you mentioned, 22 slots. You still have 3 left for grad transfers and whatnot. What positions would you ideally like to fill with those last spots?
We're going to look at it. Obviously, we're always looking for offensive linemen. If there's a center position out there available, we'd look at it. Maybe a linebacker. It all depends what Bo thinks. But the guys that we have, we may need one, we may not. And obviously, best player available.
Coach, you went to the DMV area. How was that trip? And talking with Caleb and seeing, St. John's got a new head coach. He played defensive line from University of Maryland.
Yeah.
Is that going to be beneficial?
Yeah. Obviously, I can't talk about anything about guys that we didn't sign, obviously, so you know that. And I can't talk to any juniors that are going to school, but I did enjoy my trip out there. And there's a lot of excitement about LSU, and there's some coaches there that know this area very well. And obviously, I think that it can be a really good area for us recruiting.
Hey, Ed, right here. From the championship to now, you had a lot of coaching transitions. How much did that play into the recruiting, specifically to Pelini and what y'all had to do defensively?
Yeah, I think that obviously those relationships were built with some very, very good football players that we didn't get. And I think losing Dennis Johnson made a difference. And I think Dennis was an excellent recruiter. He went to Baylor, and I'm happy for him. And, he got a very hefty raise, so I'm proud of him. And I don't know if that was the deciding factor in not getting the final two defensive linemen. I can't say that. I can't not. I think Coach Bill Johnson did a great job of coming here at what I call halftime of the recruiting. And, I really, the guys that we didn't get, I don't worry about. We got 6 great defensive linemen, and I think that we're excited about those guys. So the last 2 we missed, good players, really good players. I think they're first-round picks. Hope and wish them the best. You have great families.
Coach, do you feel like you're set at quarterback as far as the guys going to be there? And second, what are your thoughts on Max Johnson and his ability to come in and compete?
Well, we're excited about Miles. I've always thought that Miles is going to be an excellent quarterback. We want Miles to be the best Miles Brennan. I don't think it's fair to compare him to Joe. I don't know if we're going to see another guy like Joe. We may not. But we want Miles to be his best. And if he's at his best, we feel that he can be excellent. We feel that Max is going to be an excellent quarterback. We feel that we got great quarterbacks. And we're going to look at our quarterbacks this spring. We're going to see what they do. We're going to give them a chance to compete and see what they got.
Yeah, are you any closer to replacing Joe Brady? I mean, where is that process?
Yeah, we had one interview. We are vetting a lot of guys. Obviously, there's a lot of coaches that are interested. We're looking at the NFL primarily, not necessarily that we won't look in college. We're looking for different ideas. We're looking for things that can add to already great offense. We interviewed one guy. We're going to interview several guys next week. I don't need to make a decision until before spring ball. George Munoz, who was an analyst for us, is always going to be a candidate. I thought he did a very good job for us. But I want to see what's out there. I want to do a great job of bringing the best I can for LSU. And for right now, we can't make a decision because we have other guys to interview.
Some of the analysts that you supposedly hired so far, you haven't announced them, but the names have been mentioned have all been very pass game oriented, like you're adding pieces of the pass game that you from different places.
Yeah, Joe Brady handled the third down in the red zone for us. And we brought Carter in. Carter's been to the Saints. Now we brought the Cleveland Browns in here. We want different ideas. We brought Sanford in here. We want different ideas. And we want to marry those ideas and grow to a really prolific offense. And the guy that comes in, whoever we hire, is going to have to know our system very well or teach us something different. So I think that we're trying to grow. It's our first year in the spread offense. And we also tried to retain the knowledge that we learned from Joe, the knowledge that we learned from the Saints.
The 2 signing periods, do you feel pretty acclimated with how you want to approach the first and finish with the second? Do you feel like you have a handle on everything now?
I feel good about it. I think that after the last signing period, I think that when you go in with 6 scholarships for the last signing period, that may be too many. And I think next signing period, I think if you can sign 21 to 22 and leave yourself 3 scholarships, I think that's a good number. So I like to grow. And obviously the big signing day is the first signing day now. So hopefully next year we can get anywhere from 21 to 22. And I think if you leave yourself 3 or 4, that's a good number.
On this class, obviously, it's a good class.
Can you get a mic, please? Raise your hand for a question, and we'll get you a mic. Please, thank you.
Ed, I know you can't talk about specific people, but just generally across, when there are certain NCAA rules and things about whether you can be at attendance at places. I mean,
say it again.
Certain NCAA rules about being at attendance at signings and such. What are your thoughts on those and finding ways that maybe to get around some of those rules?
I'm not. I don't know. Whatever happens out there, I'm sure. If I was in that situation, I'm sure it'd have to be clear to my compliance, and so I'm sure whatever situation happened out there was cleared, and I'm sure the coach did a clearance through his compliance before he did it. I'm sure.
Coach, how do you balance just obviously celebrating, winning a championship and using it as a recruiting tool, but obviously still moving forward and
Yeah.
focusing on winning in the future?
Yeah, decompression. I think everybody gotta go get back to work here. And we started football school yesterday. There's a lot of things that have been happening very fast. Obviously, we're not going to complain about playing 15 games and winning the national championship, but it does put you behind a week or so in recruiting. Obviously, you're focused on winning the championship, and then we had to completely just flip the script. You know, we had the president's trip was fantastic. The parade was fantastic. And then we had to start recruiting right the next day. So we're a little bit behind. I think our guys did a great job. We're ahead for next year. I feel good about what we're doing. We're already starting football school. We're starting spring ball Saturday, March 7th. We're going to have a huge junior day. I think one of the things that helps this year is that in February, it's a dead period. There will be no juniors on campus, so it gives us a little time to catch up on our junior recruiting.
Yeah, you had a really good recruiting class, but did you expect even a bigger bump next year because of the national championship from this year? I mean, this year's class kind of piggyback off of last year, but are you seeing maybe an even bigger return or more people?
Yeah, there's a big interest, and I feel that this is going to be an excellent year in the state of Louisiana. And we started on that today. And then we're going to branch out. And Houston and Texas is a great year next year for 2021. So we're going to concentrate Houston and Dallas. We're going to concentrate in those areas, and then we're going to go nationally. But we have a great interest nationally. We have a lot of guys that want to come. Obviously, at the end, they got to close. They got to want to come from out of state. Some do, some don't. I think that we're going to have a great year in recruiting, and I think it's going to be because of what we did in the national championship.
Ed, I heard you talk on the radio about Bo. Can you kind of take us through the genesis of that? And he hasn't really been in the spotlight of major college football. So what made you go to him?
Well, I've known Bo through Coach Carroll, and I have a lot of respect for Coach Carroll. And Coach Carroll think that Bo is the brightest defensive mind he ever been around. That says a lot to me. And Bo used to come visit us at USC. When Dave was being mentioned for a job, Bo was the first name I came up. And I always wanted to coach with him. The year I was off, I went speaking at his clinic in Nebraska. He and I got along well. I watched the way he coached. I said, you know what? This type of coach I like being around. Jack Marucci is a confidant of mine. I asked Jack a lot of questions. Jack said that Bo is one of the best defensive minds or defensive coordinators he's been around here at LSU. Bo left here with a great mark. The players loved him. Obviously, his top defenses that he had, 2 of the top defenses in the SEC, 2 out of the 3 years, top 3 defenses. He's a 4-3 guy, and that's my background. I thought it was time for us to maybe shift a little bit to the 4-3, more of an attack-style defense. He's already made an impact. His first meeting yesterday with the players were phenomenal. He brought a lot of energy. He set the tempo. He does a great job of taking control in the defensive meetings. And I think that he has an open mind on the personnel. He's going to listen to, hey, man, what can this guy do? What can that guy do? I think he's going to put in the best position to attack. I can expect us to get more sacks, more tackles for a loss because of his defense.
And Ed, you mentioned, I remember in the summer before the season began, you were talking about attacking styles and stuff. Was the thought to maybe go to a 4-3 even if David decided to stay?
No, that was always, his decision. It wouldn't have been mine. And it's Bo's decision to go to 4-3. That's why I hired him. And then I'm going to be the defensive line coach and support them the way they want. But, Dave's background was the 3-4 now. Dave also ran some 4-3, some nickel packages with 11 personnel. But we felt last year we were more suited to stop the run in the 3-4. So that was kind of a staff decision. But now we have the personnel to go 4-3, and I think it's time for them to shift with all the spread offenses we're going to see, and I think it's going to be good.
And you mentioned the tackles for loss and things like that behind it. What about Pelini's defense technically allows y'all to do that?
I think it's more of a get up the field, attack style, let the defensive line make plays in the backfield, expect them to make plays in the backfield, blitzes, stuff like that.
Coach, recruiting rankings, do you look at them? I mean, it's more of an opinion than a scoreboard at a game, right? So how do you view it?
I think we were ranked, one year we were ranked 15th, and we signed the Heisman Trophy winner out of that class. And Cole Tracy, so I do, like we ranked fourth, it sounds good, everything's good, I mean, it looks good. I think it's the highest recruiting class that we had here, points-wise at LSU. But we gotta make sure those guys can play. I mean, after about two days, that goes out the window. But I do believe we have some great players in this class. I do believe these guys can continue to help us win championships. So I feel good about our evaluation. I feel good about the character of this football team. The recruiting rankings last for a day or two, and they're nice. But after that, you got to make sure those 22 guys can play. Thank you, guys.